The Dallas Cowboys are 1-1 at home again, this time facing the 0-2 Baltimore Ravens. Despite being 0-2, the Ravens are still a very scary team and should be feared. The Ravens lost a nail-biter to the Chiefs on opening night and then blew a 10-point lead last Sunday to the Raiders, all in the fourth quarter. Despite being able to run the ball so well, the Ravens have had a very hard time closing out games in the John Harbaugh era. And that's not something that would seem the way it is, but football is a weird sport. Speaking of the Baltimore Ravens, we're going to start there, and we're going to start with their rushing attack. The elite two-headed monster of Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson can cause massive problems for this defense that could not stop a nosebleed 1 week ago. This is a rushing attack that can wreck the game if Dallas shows the same effort as they did last week, and we haven't even started on that Ravens defense. The Baltimore Ravens have one of the best run defenses in the league, and for a rushing attack that is absolutely awful, that's going to play right into the Ravens' hand. However, this is a team through 2 games that has struggled through the pass. At week 1, okay, that's acceptable. You're playing against Patrick Mahomes, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Week 2, Gardner Minshew did have success throwing the football, so Dak Prescott could be in for a big day. This team was the number 1 seed in the AFC last year, and they were the number 1 seed for a reason. Despite their 0-2 start, this is still a very dangerous team. So we're going to move on to players to watch. Again, 3 from each team, but a little different for this first one for the Ravens is we're going to go 2 players in the one spot, and it's going to be Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in one. It's pretty simple to say that if Derrick Henry and Lamar get going on the ground, then we know that this game is over. Watching Kamara run outside zones all day has me traumatized, but I'm ready for a lot of Lamar read options, Derrick Henry sweeps, and they could completely break this game and get to their first win of the season. Dallas cannot afford to take plays off in this game. This is a team that seems to lack effort and fight when they get punched in the mouth, so they have to stop the Ravens from scoring first. Number 2, Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton is one of the best safeties in the NFL. In my opinion, he is the best safety in the NFL. He is a generational talent at this position. His run defense is great. He's exceptional in coverage, and he can even rush the passer. Do not let Kyle Hamilton make the explosive play that can end the drive and give the Ravens points. Look him off. Don't test his side. Don't run it to that side of the field. He will make a play. Number 3 is going to be Odafe Oweh. Last week he had 2.5 sacks. He's been the best pass rusher of the year for the Ravens. Oweh matched up against the Cowboys tackles. It doesn't really seem like a great matchup for Dallas. Guyton, the project rookie, has looked okay, but he was never going to be elite in year 1. Steele, on the other hand, has looked better, but not worth the contract that he got a couple years ago. It's already hard enough for Dallas to move the ball with the offense we have right now and how we're using this personnel. Let Oweh have another game like he did last week against the Raiders, and Dallas is in deep, deep trouble. We're going to move on to the Cowboys, and this could turn into a rant, but look, I don't have a good feeling about this game. However, there is a chance that Dallas does win this game. This game is by no means unwinnable. Expose that pass defense. Dak is elite against the blitz, so it forces Baltimore to really only be able to send 4, which is manageable as long as the offensive line shows up. Feed CD and Ferguson the ball. Don't even try to run the ball. You pose 0 threat. The Baltimore can sit with 2 high safeties every single play, and they'll live with that. Let Dak Prescott cook. And as for this defense, whatever they threw out there on last Sunday has to go. The effort, the intensity, the scheme, the play has to go. Get those big defensive linemen and tell them to hold their gaps. Tell the linebackers to fit gaps. Tell our 2 good to great safeties to not get split over the top. Tackle. Be physical. It's going to be a physical game. Be physical. You're football players. It's time to man up. Now, for the 3 players to watch for the Dallas Cowboys, number 1, it's going to be Dak Prescott. Like I said back at the top, let Dak Prescott cook. Let that arm loose. If I have to watch this garbage running game waste 15 plays on 3 yards a carry, I'm going to lose my mind. Dak Prescott was the runner-up for the MVP not even a year ago. Let him win this football game for you. Number 2, it's going to be DeMarcus Lawrence. The Saints ran away from Micah Parsons all week last week, and that was not by accident. DeMarcus Lawrence simply has to show up in this game, and it is asking him a lot to shut down the entire side of the field. But you don't have much help, and so a lot gets asked of you when you get paid the type of money. If Lawrence can get off blocks and make plays, then it will go a long way in helping this football team win the game. Last but not least, Brandon Cooks. Someone has to step up in this receiving room. It's been 2 weeks. It's been very hard watching this offense. Cooks has not been the wide receiver that the Cowboys traded for this season, at least. It cannot be for CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson in this game. The Cowboys will not win. Cooks has his best game of the season. If that's the case, then the Cowboys win this game on Sunday. I wasn't necessarily confident about this game coming into the season. I had us losing in the season preview. And despite Baltimore being 0-2, we're 2 weeks into the season, I'm less confident in this game. I said 28-16 in the season prediction. I'm going to stay right there. It's 28-16. Baltimore wins this game. Dallas, please prove me wrong in this game. I'll be rooting for it. On the bright side, I think Dak Prescott does probably have his best game of the year. 270 plus yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. I just have no faith in this run defense. Until they get that fixed, which I don't think you can do internally, it's going to be a problem. Until next time, I'm out.